Hey, what's up? Welcome. Fun fact, we actually got to stream another match. Top four decided not to split, and it's going to be Malique versus Irvin. Malique is playing his mid range Master Yi, and Irvin is playing Dazzling Aurora Master Yi. So let's see who's going to win this matchup. The thing about it is, Malique has to get the jump on Irvin because, oh no, Irvin's not even playing Master Yi. He's playing, what is it called? Misfortune, my bad. It was last round. But yeah, the Master Yi deck has to get under the Misfortune deck because the Misfortune deck is a ticking time bomb. Eventually, it will draw Dazzling Aurora and outscale the Master Yi. So what Master Yi needs to do is to be able to play a Sabotage either the turn before Dazzling Aurora can come out or apply too much pressure to where Dazzling Aurora will not have an effect. Well, will barely have an effect on the game at that point. So let's see what Malik is doing here. He needs to be developing stuff onto the board here, and I like that. Pit Rookie plus a Kiana, because we need to start applying pressure as soon as possible. Malik has not even scored a single point at this time. Just want to say thank you guys to all the watchers who came out to watch us. Appreciate y'all. And Irvin does not have yet played a Dazzling Aurora. So basically, Malik has free reign to go ahead and just try to score as many points as possible. He has one orange rune available, and that's kind of all he needs to be able to play Sabotage. And let's see if he has Sabotage at the ready. Because if he does have that, that is going to be a huge turning point in this game because honestly, Irvin has not really developed his board that much, and if you are able to steal this Dazzling Aurora from under him, he might not be able to stabilize for the rest of the game.
We did also have an interview with Malik earlier on, and he said that Sabotage is a card that he actually wasn't previously running, but played it for this tournament because he thought it'd be good into the decks that he's been playing recently in the at locals.
Yep. And then he chooses the Gus, the Pit Rookie. Gus is able to bounce anything 3 might or lower. However, Discipline is the classic green card, 2 energy with reaction speed, able to pump up the Pit Rookie, stopping the Gust. And here it is, just like I said, salvage on Dazzling Aurora. That is what Malik needs to do to start setting up a win condition here. And with Irvin, Irvin actually has a little bit of counterplay to what is happening here. Even though he won't be able to play a Dazzling Aurora, he will be able to summon his Dead Bloom Predator and hopefully kill this Kiana. This Kiana is going to be 5 due to a buff, so it's going to be 7 to 8. And now Irvin will have to basically take a gamble. Is he going to run into the Kiana in fear, without fear of something like an On Guard or another Discipline? Because 4 mana is a lot for a Master Yi player to have up.
Also, for all the new people joining the stream, we are here in Las Vegas at the People's Card Shop. We have locals on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Mondays, we normally stream Nexus Night at 6:30. If you're coming to the regional in Las Vegas, go ahead and stop by. We're going to have some events before and after the regionals. That way, if you want to play some Riftbound to practice before you have to go to the regionals, we're here for you. Brought to you by me and Ed. We are going to be your hosts tonight. We have a YouTube channel called Conquer and Hold, so if you like us, go and check that out as well. We're just playing a Mountain Drake and Stack deck. And passing our turn over. We have so many unfortunate that we are unable to get that Aurora down.
Yep, and right now, without Aurora, Irvin is going to have to play this game plan of just summoning big bodies. The issue is he can only summon one big body a turn, and Malique is just going to be able to overwhelm him with just a sheer amount of units and pump spells. It might not be enough because Malique is already at 4 to Irvin's 0.
It's very interesting that we're having a double Vilmoz lair game right off the bat. It's definitely a damper on Malik's ability to like push in and pull out the Kiana, but he seems to be just in the driver's seat right now. The Aurora deck's not getting Aurora, but Mountain Drake is a gigantic card. We're going to try to just,
Mobilize to draw a
draw a
card.
card, see what's going on up there.
That means he has 10 mana available. Still, the Dazzling Roar is up. He can play something maybe like Stack Deck to try to find a little bit closer into that Dazzling Aurora. But it looks like he's going to play a Mind Splitter here. Let's see what Malique has.
What's going on in there?
It's going to be a double Discipline,
Oof.
a White Flame Protector, and a On Guard.
That's such a rough hand. Yeah, we're taking out the White Flame, but the on guards, not the on guards, the disciplines replace themselves. So having two cards that just replace themselves and are able to win engages is so strong. But the White Flame Protector was the one of card in his hand that initially posed a gigantic threat in the future in order to get over that Mountain Drake. So we want to make sure that on our following turns, our Mountain Drake will be good to go. So we're attacking into the Pit Rookie. 2 might plus the 1 might bonus plus the 2 might off of the Master Yi is going up to 5. And in our hand, we have our bunch of buff spells. We definitely could buff it over the Mountain Drake if we really wanted to. Do On Guard plus 2 Discipline. That does give us plus 6. And then we'll go to 11. Malique is really thinking about his play here, what he wants to do with all this, all the stats.
Malique was really hoping to have this White Flame Protector being able to boost up this Kiana next turn. And now he might have to use these pump spells to just bump off this Mountain Drake. But honestly, it might be the right move solely because Double Discipline does let him, see new cards. But more importantly, bumping off this Mountain Drake and being able to double hold gets him to the 6-point threshold. Choosing not to, and that's a respectable move because, Malique has a lot of other top decks he could potentially draw. He doesn't feel pressured to use his card right now because it is 4-0.
And if we are swinging in and using buffs on a unit, might as well put it on Kiana. That way Kiana can replace another additional card when she conquers. Three mana up on our Misfortune side. We have access to Rebuke, Fight or Flight, and things like that. The scary part about the Master Yi deck pumping up their minions in this specific scenario is the Fight or Flight. But because of the double Vilmoz lair, we actually don't have to worry about that at all. So all we have to worry about is the Rebuke. Vilmoz lair does not allow a creature to move from Vilmoz lair to a owner's base.
Two cards. Probably going to be a Clockwork Keeper, going to draw a card. Honestly, I'm a huge fan of Clockwork Keeper. Just a card being able to summon in the early game, but later on as the game, it kind of filters itself and draws a card. Because in the late game, Master Yi wants to be playing like these big threats and wants to summon these White Flame Protectors and things like that. And if Malique is able to summon this White Flame Protector to kind of push over this Mountain Drake, that would be great here. But let's see what he's going to go ahead and do. Has a lot of open mana. Deciding to use 6-7. What is 7 mana? Is it going to be a Master Yi coming out? So just want to let everybody know that these rounds are actually just not timed. Both players have, just free reign of what it is. They will not be playing with the time rules. So just in case this clock timer does go out, just want to let everyone know that it will not go into end of time procedure. Unless somehow it goes on for like 3 hours and it's 10 o'clock and the store closes, but.
Malique is a very fast player, very proficient, so he probably won't even get down to the bottom of the timer, if anything. Playing down the Tasty Fey Folk to reinforce that Kiana. If we lose that battlefield and the Tasty Fey Folk dies, then so be it, we draw some cards. That has been the general game plan of Tasty Fey Folk, is kind of to sit out there just to die and draw some cards, but put up some good numbers in a hold. If our opponent has to push over the Kiana plus the Tasty Fey Folk, they do have to do they have to spend an additional amount of resources in order to actually do that, while the Tasty Fey Folk just replenishes you and ramps you a bit.
But just as a reminder, the Misfortune Legend ability, I was going to say gives ganking, but you know what? He deems the Dead Bloom Predator just slamming down onto the battlefield is better than, ganking with a Mountain Drake right now.
Ooh, and a challenge.
And a challenge, that's a sick, nasty move. Probably going to go ahead and hit.
If we're not going to negate anything here, that means we don't have the Defy in hand. Kiana does have Deflect 1, so if you do want to target Kiana, you do have to pay the additional cost. So we're kill the Tasty Fey Folk because we don't want to pay that additional cost.
And that's the advantage of stuff like Mountain Drake in these Dazzling Aurora, or not even Dazzling Aurora, in these big deck mirror matches. Having access to something like Mountain Drake requires a lot of different working parts to go ahead and try to beat over it. But let's see what happens here. He does an on guard, making I believe the Kiana is going to be 6-8. It's going to be 10-8 right now. So it's going to go ahead and push off this Dead Bloom Predator and get it out of here. But it's going to go ahead and give it ganking, and I still believe it's going to be 10-10, right?
It does keep the might bonus. Kiana was 4 + 1, 5, and then
3 and 2. Oh no, 2 and 2, 9.
Yeah, so it was 9.
Yep.
So it is 1 less than the Mountain Drake.
Ooh, and a flurry of challenges coming from Irvin. And did he just turn the corner here? So even without a Dazzling Aurora, he basically kind of just cleared the board and now has 2 big fatties out. Malique is trying to basically always be playing ahead. And right now, he needs to be able to conquer these battlefields, summoning down the Master Yi unit leader. It comes in ready, and it's 6. However, the 6 and the 2 might from the Clockwork Keeper, it pales in comparison to the 10 might of the Mountain Drake. But we do know Malique has a lot of different battle tricks in his hand. I do believe he still has a discipline or 2. So a lot of things could be happening right now. But here's the worry, right? If Master Yi ends up trying to kill the Mind Splitter and uses a battle trick, it's not safe because the Misfortune giving the Mountain Drake ganking is just really, really, really too strong. All right, getting it to 8. So now it finally checks the Mind Splitter. But is that going to be it just from Malique?
This is your chance to kill the Mountain Drake because there is no runes left up on the side of Irvin. So we might want to spend a little more just to push down that Mountain Drake. We can always take the Mind Splitter later on. We might not have the buffs to do it, though. So we do not have the buffs quite yet, or we might just not want to use them so early on in order to, get in our Vile Mausoleum. Let's make use of that Defender bonus. If Misfortune wants to make the Mountain Drake gank over, then we'll get the +2 might from our Defender bonus and be at 8. Then we don't have to use as many buffs in order to buff ourselves over the top.
Yep, so right now Malique is at 6 points. He's at that precious threshold of almost winning, getting to 8. Irvin still has 2 turn cycles at least from going to 6 to 8 to try to win this game. But let's see what he can do. He's summoning the unit leader for Misfortune into the base. Oh no, not into the base. Into the base? Into the base, accelerated, and he's able to untap one of his units. So let's see what he does with it. I can see that I think Irvin has a Primal Strength in hand. That is a great card.
We are showing the bullet time. Bullet time is such a devastating spell for you and your opponent. You have to recycle a bunch of runes, but you get to basically kill anything that you want. The thing I really like about Riftbound is the signature spells. It makes every unit or every legend really unique because there's only that one spell, and if it's really good, you get to only play it in that one specific deck only. Malique is thinking about how important is this bullet time. And down goes Master Yi, but now we are at 2 mana. But we're able to gank over our Mountain Drake in order to take control of the bottom battlefield. And we said, yeah, we're at 2 mana and it's pretty bad, but we needed to get rid of that Master Yi. It is a risky move actually doing that because Master Yi has so much mana and you're only at 5. So it's not even like if you double hold here, you win. You have to double hold and then
Still try to do something after.
Yeah, have another singular hold after that. So
he's basically putting Malique on, you can't do anything for 2 turns. But if Malique even breathes on Irvin, there's a huge chance that he can't pull it out here. There's a lot of different options here for Malique. Obviously, he can go Tasty Fey Folk and try to go ahead and kill the Misfortune up top. However, that leaves the Mountain Drake to still try to be solved. That's the problem. In these mirror matches of these orange decks, Mountain Drake is so good, not because it has an effect or anything like that. Its 10 might basically requires at least 2 to 3 cards to be traded with it. Honestly, if Malique has a White Flame Protector here, it still doesn't really do anything because it's going to pump the Clockwork Keeper to 10. So he's going to choose to accelerate the Tasty Fey Folk. So then right now it is 6 into 5. Let's see if there's any battle tricks. Nothing like that. And there we go. It goes to 7. The issue here is Malique does not have a guaranteed hold because Irvin would be able to basically give ganking to the Mountain Drake and let him move to the other battlefield.
And that's why on that one turn when the defenses were completely down, we needed to try to kill that Mountain Drake because it's been posing such a threat. We only have 2 mana, but that Mountain Drake is able to clear everything we have. So we're going to play a Pit Rookie down maybe. Go ahead and buff up one of our units here. So yes, it does negate the point of defending alone with the Master Yi, but instead of being at 8 might, we are now at 9 might. So if we have a some type of 2 might buff in our hand, we will actually go over the top of the Mountain Drake. Malique is really thinking if he wants to put that in here. We're basically playing the Pit Rookie in here for the 1 additional might because we're getting the Pit Rookie plus the buff.
Ooh, and there's a gust in Irvin's hand that might kind of ruin the math on some of this stuff, but let's find out what he has else in hand. I see a gust. I believe I see a mobilize. There's the mobilize. It's going to help him channel a room, get back to at least some amount of playable
not
runes.
4. Turn 2?
With 2 mana open, what is Irvin going to do? The issue here is if he gives ganking to the Mountain Drake, it's only going to just match the power that Malique has. It's going to be 10 to 10. But we can see here there is a gust in Irvin's hand. So he might be able to go ahead, run into the Tasty Fae Folk, bounce the Pit Rookie back into hand, and now it's on Malique to go ahead and try to crack this 10 might board on Irvin's side because he's going to go up to 7.
The thing about the Gust preemptively is then he's going to get the ability to buff his unit up. Man, that is pretty rough.
And that honestly is going to be the nail in the coffin, and Irvin sees it here. Unable to play the Dazzling Aurora as it was in his trash the entire time. A timely sabotage from Malique. The patience to go ahead and wait to activate that card until the very last turn. And Malique was rewarded seeing a Dazzling Aurora, being able to recycle it. And now Irvin is on the back foot. It's game 2.
So the Pit Rookie was 2-1, and then the 6 power, so he was at 9. I think that if Irvin attacked with the Mountain Drake and just passed Prio, he had 10. He would have been fine because then in response, Malique would have used the Discipline, and then in response to Discipline, he could have popped the Pit Rookie back to the hand. So I think it was the end of the game. There was a very stressful game, very long day. Not holding that Gust a little bit longer. I think if he held it just for one more interaction,
like playing like a game of chicken, in all honesty,
he would have been able to hold on into that game. And he really worked for that. It's really close. Let's see what battlefields are next. Double Vol Mausoleum out the way, so now we can go back to our base.
Yep, and if I know Malique, when he goes second, he loves choosing Obelisk of Power because he wants to be able to kind of summon Kiana on turn 1 to beat over most 2-drops that most players would have access to turn 1.
Here's the problem. The Obelisk of Power is so good for the Aurora Misfortune deck that
it might, he might try to save it, not even use it this game, might not even gamble with it, and try to just use a better battlefield and just try for the 2-0.
Yeah, it might be like, I won game 1, let's just kind of chill. No Obelisk. Not give him the satisfaction of getting that extra man up.
But I think Malique's other battlefield normally is something like Grove of the, what is it called, God Willow. So I'm pretty sure he is kind of locked into playing Obelisk of Power, but it really is up for debate.
Okay, we're all shuffled up, but we are ready to go. We fully sided. In Riftbound, you know this, you've been playing, but if you don't, you have 8 cards that are in your side deck, and after every game, you get to switch out cards in your deck for those decks. Normally what TCG players do is they like to have a bunch of cards in there to counter the meta or to improve their game plan. Malik's just checking his deck to see if that is the version of his deck he wants to bring into game 2. And he's like, yeah, it is. Let's go.
And honestly, Malique really, really wants to win this tournament. He came in today really saying, hey, I want to prove that I'm the best. Malique is definitely one of the top players here in our city and also just at the store. And, you know, he really, really wants to make sure he dots all his I's, crosses all his T's, make sure there's no mistakes because he really, really, really wants to win this tournament. Irvin, on the other hand, Irvin even said he's just happy to be here. He's just trying to win as much as possible. Two great players going into game 2. I want to see a game 3, but let's see what both players are going to be doing. So just so everyone knows, Irvin lost game 1, which means he gets to go first game 2. And if I'm Irvin, if I'm playing Misfortune, I want the classic curve of Mobilize into Catalyst of Aeon into the Dazzling Aurora. If I can do that, hopefully I'll be able to win. The issue is Malique has a lot of counterplay to it. He might have access to double obelisk of power start.
That is so good for Misfortune.
Who needs a Catalyst of Aeon when both players have obelisk of power?
It's had to be done. Malique rather go first with his last battlefield than use a going first battlefield, going second, lose this game, and have to give him Obelisk of Power for 2 games in a row. He'd rather just Obelisk of Power, knowing his opponent is also going to Obelisk of Power. That way we can kind of just get him out of the way now.
Yep, and if I'm Malique, I want to try to summon as many monsters as possible, but he can only develop a Stalwart Portal, although not the premier opening. As long as Malique is able to develop his board every single turn, he'll be able to apply pressure and hopefully take it down against Irvin. And now a stack deck, he is looking for hopefully ramp. He honestly needs just one ramp spell, and I believe he'll be able to play Dazzling Aurora.
We talked about this card Treasure Trove in Irvin's interview before. This card's when it leaves the board, you draw one and channel Rune Exhausted. There is another gear called the Backpack that is able to take a gear or a minion from your field and put it back to your hand. This is your early game play in Misfortune. You can't have early drops because of Aurora, so you play both of these gears in order to repeatedly put the Trove back to your hand, and when it goes to your hand, you get to draw cards. You can also manually kill the Trove itself and draw a card if you're really in a bind, really need it, and then in the late game, the bag is able to pick up your Mind Splitter so that you can repeatedly play your Mind Splitter and see your opponent's hand over and over and over. Beauty about the Misfortune deck is not only Mind Splitter, but you also have Sabotage, Charm, Discipline, and Azonia's Hourglass. One Azonia's on the field. When you're getting rid of the Discipline, even though Charm is very, very scary, he doesn't have any minions in order to make use of that Charm, and Discipline replaces itself. Looks like we are going to manually kill that bag.
He's choosing to recycle.
We are manually going to kill the Treasure Trove because we just got to draw cards. It looks like the cards in hand weren't the ones that are going to win us this game.
And here you go. Malique is on the board with 1 point. Now, hopefully Malique is able to summon some units here. Choosing to summon the Master Yi, it comes in already, runs into the Obelisk of Power, and now it's 2 points. Next turn, it's going to be 4 if Irvin can't do anything. It's probably going to be a fight or flight, and it is pushing the Master Yi back, stopping him from both the Conquer and the Hold point, and maybe saving Irvin's tournament run here. The issue is Irvin, I believe, only has seven runes, and the key number is obviously 9 runes for Dazzling Aurora, but 8 for something like a Deadbloom Predator would be very important here. The issue is what 7-mana card can Irvin play that affects the board in some type of way? And there it goes. I was trying to look for the answer, and Irvin is too. He passes. This is looking, I don't want to say it's looking like a runaway trade with Malique, but right now, Irvin's going to be able to play a Dazzling Aurora next turn, and then he's in the game. But Malique, if he even has a Sabotage right now, it could literally be the nail on the coffin.
I do like the fight or flight last turn because it's keeping Malique on odd points. You have to kind of math it out in your head on if they're conquering and holding and they're getting 2 points per turn. If that fight or flight does put them onto an odd amount of points, then it's definitely worth it because then you put them in situations where even if they double hold, they don't win the game. So we do have the Aurora. We saved up to 9. That's why the Treasure Trove was okay. He didn't have an 8-mana play in hand, and he probably knew that, so he just wanted to draw an additional card.
And
Mountain
there is
Drake.
the Mountain Drake. And again, Mountain Drake game 1 was so annoying for Malique to deal with. It required so many cards. And now it's summoned basically for free off this Dazzling Aurora. If some more Mountain Drakes come down, it could be a tough thing with Malique. But right now, Malique, if he can go ahead and basically get rid of this Mountain Drake, I don't want to say it's smooth sailing, but he has a really good shot at taking it down.
I think as a Misfortune player, it's always nice to get the Mind Splitter first to look at my opponent's hand and kind of rip them out on resources before they get to use them. But getting the most powerful minion is your Mountain Drake, or Volibear as well, is really nice in order to push in this mid-game so that you can actually start conquering battlefields and destroying these bigger units like Master Yi with the Defender bonus +2. Even though Master Yi isn't really that good of a card, like you wouldn't put him in another orange deck, it's just so nice to have an acceleratable or like readied up unit
On
inside, on command in the zone, like Kaisa, Misfortune, Master Yi. It's just so nice to have that. The problem with accelerated units, though, is they do cost additional runes recycled back to your deck in order to actually get that done.
And I like this. The Stalwart Poro is probably not going to be scoring any points. He's using the Master Yi's ability to gank. Basically, the thing is, with the Dazzling Roar on field, we kind of don't want to give up. Ooh, and right
Charm
here,
on guard.
yes. And what I love about that is the shields are down. Irvin has no mana available. He's able to basically do whatever he wants, and Malique gets to just kill this Mountain Drake. No strings attached. And we see double Catalyst of Aeon and a second
Nice.
Dazzling
That is
Aurora.
exactly what he needed. The 1 minion turn wasn't going to cut it anymore because being able to trade with Master Yi, pop the Zone's Hourglass, kill and retreat your Yi is really, really strong. But now we're actually getting 2 a turn. So let's get like a Mind Splitter and a Volibear. Nice.
Oh, disgusting.
So
Discarding the only card in his hand, it is a Defy.
We're on top deck mode and nothing left.
Ooh,
Nice.
That's
a
a
good
draw a
top,
card
good top
here.
deck. Draw an
Honestly,
additional one.
if Malique draws a what is it called, a charm, it's looking good here, or even like a primal strength maybe. And this is what it is, that turn earlier where we stopped him from scoring a point, from getting to this even number. Malique being at 5 basically says there's 2 turns Malique has to win, has to score some points.
That fight or flight kept him in the game. You might not think it's that much, but the 1 point is the difference of winning and losing in a lot of situations. So being able to fight or flight and Gus in very specific circumstances to actually make sure they're not on specific point totals makes it so that you're able to have this turn where you can double Aurora and tempo it out. Malique's really thinking because if he loses any of these creatures, he'll go to 7 and he has to hold. So he has to be able to hold both battlefields in order to win this game right now. But Volibear is pretty big, and Mind Splitter, he's not that big, but he's bigger than all the little tiny guys. Malique really had to on-guard Charm in order to make that work with the Volibear. but now he's so low on cards.
Yeah, honestly, Malik's play was a play to win play, and he was basically saying, I kind of don't care what you summon off of Dazzling Aurora. The issue was Malik didn't take into account what if there's two Dazzling Auroras, and now Malik's tiny board, which he thought may be able to win next turn, is not enough because there's literally 17 might on board.
I like going to 6 as an even number and then maybe holding our units back in order to double conquer on the next turn or something like that. Because going to 7 is okay, but then we have to hold in order to get our point or double conquer anyway. So if we're already going for the double conquer or the hold, we don't have to extend our units because there's no difference in having 7 points or having 6 and double holding, which you would have to do with 7 anyway, or double conquering. So the difference in 6 and 7 is just you get to draw one additional card. If you were to go to the 8th point, but you can't win the game and you're stuck at 7, you do get to draw one. But in Malik's case, since he's so low on cards and so low on bodies on the board, and the final card is ripped out of his hand, manually playing the
Mind Splitter.
Splitter.
And honestly, as it stands right now, I really do think it is over for Malik. There's just too many stats on board, and next turn, literally 2 big Chungus
and
monsters.
A challenge.
And a challenge.
That probably seals it up here.
Yep, it looks like we're going to game 3. And you know what's crazy? I really thought Malik had it, but that's the thing with the Misfortune deck. Dazzling Aurora is such a game changer. It's able to turn the corner super duper fast. He was on the back foot the entire game, but off of 1 Dazzling Aurora, it bought enough time. But with 2 Dazzling Aurora, the pedal is literally to the
that
metal.
Mind Splitter didn't do it. No cards to rip.
My steak is too buttery. And that's it. Malik knows it's going to. Oh, he's still playing. I thought he was going to concede, but
He's only at 2 points, so
Yep.
like you could try.
And Malik definitely has that dog in him. Refuses to concede. All right, we're going to go ahead to go to 4 points here. And now Irvin, it's going to take 2 full turn cycles of Irvin basically holding or double conquering to win this game. So Malik is basically leveraging the fact that it's going to take 2 turns. Maybe Malik can steal a win here. Maybe back-to-back charms to push units back. A lot of things can happen.
He could get it done. But it's just looking really rough. Mid-range Mashy at this point just doesn't have people who are big enough for all these Volibears. So we do know that we're looking at the bullet time is at the bottom of the deck, so he's not going to have access to that for this game. Normally, Misfortune players run only 1 bullet time inside of their deck, so even if we push in, we'll know that we don't have to play around that. When you play versus Aurora players, do keep in mind the cards that are being revealed off of Aurora, because you need to keep track of what cards are left in the deck so you can make the best decision possible. Malik he's not going to waste his own time. He's just going to he realizes that he has like 40 plus worth of might. We got to just go to game 3. But now it's nice because even though we would have loved to win that game and have it over, we got rid of our Obelisk of Power and Irvin's Obelisk of Power. So both are not available in this final game.
Now Irvin has to hard draw his ramp instead of just getting free ramp from him and his opponent. The real question is, what is Irvin's other battlefield going to be? Let's see. It could be... Double Alpha Power was already used. Valma Lair. Oh, it might be Sigil of the Storm. I do know a lot of Misfortunes do favor that card, but that's more of like an anti-Kaisa card than anything. It's definitely not Bandletree. That's what we know. And here it is.
But you could do 2 fighter flights there. It's so good.
And a Teemo.
And Teemo. That you pull off your Aurora and he's 1 might.
And if you're just catching up with us, Malik is up. Not up game. Malik has 1 game win, and Irvin also has 1 game win. It is Game 3, Top 4 of our case tournament here for Origins Meta. There was a lot of different decks, and right now in Top 4, there are 2 Master Yi decks, 1 Annie deck, and a Lone Misfortune deck. The surprising thing about all these decks are they're actually all a little bit different. So just because I said there was 2 Master Yis in Top Cut, there was 1 mid-range, which is Malique, and then 1 Dazzling Aurora, which is played by Chava, another local player. And here it is for all the marbles going into Game 3. And this is it. The winner gets to go to the finals, or the winner gets to say they split in the finals. Really depending on these players did not want to split. And it's Grove of the God Willow versus Aspirant's Climb. And ooh, Aspirant's Climb is so good in these Dazzling Aurora decks because it basically changes the whole game on its head, making it to where you need to win at 9.
True, we knew we had the Aspirant's Climb, but Loki forgot that there was double Vilemon there game 1. And it's normally the Misfortune players do play the Aspirant's Climb on the first game. But we have our God Willow, which is so good for going first. In that second game, he probably really wanted to play God Willow to not give him the Obelisk of Power, but he just didn't want to go game 1 and not have access to his God Willow and give access to Irvin first.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not going to lie. I want the God Willow when I go first because we know a card like Sabotage is so volatile in this matchup. If Malique is able to catch Irvin with just 1 Dazzling Aurora in hand and is able to Sabotage, it is basically a death sentence for Irvin, just like what happened in Game 1. And being able to basically guarantee that you have this hold and this draw from the Grove of the God Willow, potentially drawing into Sabotage later on the game, that's what Malique needs. He needs draw cards because there are certain cards in this matchup that are so important.
Gus
Sabotage
would be
being
nice
one of them.
right now. Yes, there's Sabotage, the Treasure Trove, another stack deck. He could stack deck to keep looking. I don't mind it. You have a lot of mana, just look. But he is taking the Sabotage, so that kind of tells us that his hand is already what he wants.
Yep,
Exactly.
with Catalyst of Aeons.
Nice. So Catalyst, he's going to ramp up.
And a Defy. That is
Oh, man.
that is a breaker of a Defy. Basically stopping Irvin from next turn playing Dazzling Aurora. And what's crazy about this is now Malique might not even want to Sabotage now because Dazzling Aurora is so far away.
Yeah, the best time to use a Sabotage is when your opponent is going to get it on their next turn so that you don't, if they top deck it, like maybe they have 2 more turns, you Sabotage now. They have 1 turn, 2 turns. They have 2 turns of top deck. Give them that 1 extra top deck and then Sabotage them before that final turn. You got to make sure it's just as close as possible before the Aurora comes out so you have the greatest chance of ripping it.
Malique really is play speed 2.5. But that's the thing with a lot of good players. When you know if you practice so much, it becomes muscle memory. And Malique honestly has been putting a lot of hours into this game, really trying to do good at this Vegas regional.
Draw 2 cards a turn. We are kicking into high gear. It is so nice when we're able to just stick on the battlefield and draw 2 cards every single turn versus our opponents.
So this is the 7 mana turn for Irvin. Going into next turn, it is going to be 9 mana. So this would be the turn where Malique wants to activate Sabotage. And find your center to just draw a card and ramp. And I think Malique just doesn't have a Sabotage right now. He's desperately trying to draw into something that stops the Dazzling Aurora from coming down. I can see a tasty Fey Folk in his hand, but honestly, if he had a Sabotage, I'm pretty sure he would have activated it.
We are 5-0. It is a big way up. Aspirant's Climb does make it so you have to go to 9, but we are on an odd number, so we're going to hold, go to 7. If we do another double hold, we win. So in this specific circumstance, the Aspen's Climb isn't actually doing anything relevant for the game state. We are choosing to pull everything back because if a Dead Bloom Predator is in hand or is ripped off the top of the deck, we don't want Irvin to have quick access to the battlefield. You can only play Dead Bloom Predator into a battlefield that an opponent has someone there. So we are going to get the Aurora. The Defy did keep us one turn off the Aurora.
It basically scored us 2 points, basically.
2 points and one turn off. Mountain Drake right off the top. The boys back. And we just saw another Aurora go to the bottom. Like we were saying in Game 1, make sure you're keeping track of what cards are being shown with Aurora because they're going to the bottom of the deck. You need to be constantly checking and constantly thinking about what cards are being shown and what cards could be in your opponent's hand. Because if enough Aurora procs go off, you definitely know where every card is basically situated.
And if I'm Malique right now, I'm trying to set up the most amount of monsters possible. I'm trying to score up to 7, kind of say to my opponent, maybe you can get rid of it, but if I'm able to develop a big board in my base, maybe I'm able to push over all the monsters. The biggest issue with that is Irvin has the Misfortune Legend ability, so when he's able to conquer the battlefield with his giant mountain drake, there's just a chance he's able to get the next battlefield next turn because he's able to go ahead and try to gank the next battlefield. What's up, Hanko? Appreciate you. I am winning. I'm surrounded by Riftbound, and it's making me happy. I love Riftbound. And here we go. And Malik thinking about here, but I do agree the double scoring is where he needs to be. 7 points is it's broken. Now, if I'm Irvin, I'm going to try to fight over this Grove of the God Willow. I can't let Malik draw cards off of it. And he played his Tasty Fae Folk face down in defense mode.
Hidden Tasty Fae Folk in the base. It's a critical move all Master Yi's do.
All right, if I'm Irvin, I definitely want to have something like a challenge to kind of clear the board out. But let's see, it's a sabotage. Is it going to be a defy?
Yeah. He's just going to see our hand anyway. Might as well just stop him. Just negate it. He's thinking about if he wants to show his opponent his hand or not. Maybe he would just get the defy as his value for the defy, but he's just going to get rid of it. There is a play where like you don't really care if your opponent sees your hand because you value the defy more, and then if they sabotage, they rip the defy anyway. So if you really think that's going to happen, then might as well just defy so they cannot see the rest of your hand.
But here we go, a second defy from Irvin. He demands to look at his hand. And a second copy.
Do not look at my hand.
Malik is like, no. These hands are not for everyone here. And Irvin's going to run up. Of course, he runs up to the Grove of the God Willow, basically trying to stop Malik from being able to draw this card from this hold. But right now, if you, and a challenge from Irvin is exactly what he needed right here to clear up this board.
Remember, Malik still has access to Master Yi in the zone in case he needs that quick power boost.
And invert timelines to discard a bunch of cards to make Malik draw a new hand. The issue is, I don't think Malik had a big hand in general.
I like he did that off of giving him the cards off of the Fae Folk.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's reasonable.
And he's been drawing with the God Willow.
And here we go. I was about to say, Irvin wants this Dead Bloom Predator. Now, if we look at the board, it's only 4 might. Oh, 3. I was about to say, now it's a 5 might with the buff token. Now, what can Malik do? We are at this important junction of normally Malik.
Oh, man, he drew the White Flame off of the refresh.
And there we go.
That is rough.
It's going to make an 11 into a 10.
We only have 1 mana up. What can we possibly do with 1 mana?
So, Bullet Time, but we saw Bullet Time move to the bottom, right?
We did. Remember, keep track of those Aurora cards. Both times on. And a
Ooh,
charm.
and a charm
Oh,
to push it
man.
back, and that is gonna be
That's
game
game.
for Malique. He runs in, scores the 9th point.
Nice.
And that's going to be game from Irvin. Does he have anything? And that's it. No Gus, no nothing. And that's the patience of Malique. He really showed that, you know what, who cares if there's a dazzling aurora? It resolved 2 times. Malique said, you know what, I'm going to set up game, and he did it. He didn't have many cards in hand, but he used every single card to his advantage and was able to find that Rubik's Cube kill. He was able to solve that puzzle and knock Irvin out of this tournament. Malique is in the finals.
I really love White Flame Protector Charm. That's like my actual favorite play. Whenever someone does it, I'm like, man, that is so strong. Like, Charm is so strong, White Flame's so strong, but you're using both of them together to get so much value. He literally killed both gigantic units with a Poro. That is one mighty Poro.
So, yeah, just want to say thank you to all the watchers we have right now. We're gonna ask the top 4 players if they will be playing in the finals. Will the VODs be on YouTube? Yep. So basically, we just need to edit the videos, and we'll upload any VODs onto YouTube. You can check us out at the People's Card Shop at YouTube. We will have that there. Also, if you go to our YouTube channel, me and Michael's channel, Conquer and Hold, you'll be able to find the link for all the stuff that we commentate for.
Every Monday and Friday, we do a Conquer and Hold video, which is just a show where we talk about all of the deck lists in the meta, recent events, news, etc. And then every Monday night, we stream live here on the People's Card Shop. So if you want to listen to us commentate, you can go to the People's. If you want to listen to us talk about news and all of that good stuff, then you can come to our Conquer and Hold YouTube channel as well.
Yep. So right now, I'm just going to go over and try to check what's going on with the other matches. I'm going to see if we are going to go ahead and split in the finals or if we're going to stream this last match. But just want to say thank you to all 46 viewers. You know, we had like, I think, an all-time high of like 86 watching us play Riftbound. Appreciate y'all. But I'm going to see what the rest of this
We'll be right back in 1 second. We're asking right now. Okay, welcome back. So we did go and talk to them, and the top 4 just decided to split the rest of it. It was a crazy tournament all day, a lot of great plays. I mean, the top 2 decided to split. So a lot of crazy, no top 2, unfortunately. We really wanted to see it, but that last match was so good. We featured Malique 2 times up here. He's such a good player. Watching him play, he plays so fast. We also have an interview with him on here, so maybe we're going to post that VOD onto the People's Card Shop Twitch and YouTube. So if you are interested in knowing what went through Malique's mind as he was playing and why certain cards were in his deck, you can see that there.
Yeah, it was great. I loved hosting it. I really appreciate everyone who came by. All 44 right now. We had like 80-plus people showing up. We want to do more of this. Hopefully we can do more. Hopefully we'll be advertised. It was awesome seeing so many people show up without us, advertising it. So if you really liked it,
And here he is right now.
And right there's the man of the hour. There's Malik. Who was the other person in the finals? Mark. Okay, so it was Annie and Master Yi in the finals. Mark, someone we featured. That was awesome. So, yeah.
Is Ed winning?
Never.
I'd never. Well, I am because I'm surrounded by Riftbound, and I love Riftbound with all my heart.
But let's still have him. Yeah.
No, don't stop.
No.
I'm done.
Nah, he would. That's why he was like, he's the only person who was playing. Yeah, were they saying I was playing good? Were they saying I was gross?
No, it was. Ed had a comment where he was saying you play at 2.5 speed. But you just know what you're doing.
Yeah, you just know what you're doing. All right. Well, that's the end of the stream. Just want to say thank you to everybody. Follow us, and yeah, that's
People's
it.
Card Shop, conquer and hold.
Conquer a hole, baby.
See ya.